A mechanic saved little twin girls from a burning car. Next morning, helicopters filled his farm. The night was supposed to be ordinary for Ethan Cole, a humble mechanic who lived on a small farm at the edge of town. He had grease on his hands, a tired back, and an old radio playing soft country music as he closed his workshop for the day. But destiny doesn't knock, it explodes. And for Ethan, it exploded in the form of a deafening crash on the highway that ran behind his farm. Ethan froze for a second, listening. Another sound followed, a high-pitched scream. Not just fear, pure terror. Ethan's tools dropped from his hands as he sprinted toward the sound. He followed the drifting smoke until he saw it. A car flipped on its side, flames crawling up the hood, and beside it, a woman, helplessly banging on the jammed door. "Please, my babies are inside," the woman cried, her voice shaking with a desperation no mother should ever feel. Ethan's blood went cold. Babies. Inside that burning car. He didn't think. He didn't plan. He ran. The heat was unbearable, scorching his arms as he tried to force the door open, but it wouldn't budge. Inside, he heard the terrified sobs of two little girls, twins, barely old enough to speak. Smoke filled the car, flames licking the windows. Ethan knew he had seconds, maybe less. "Hang on, sweethearts, I'm coming," he shouted, coughing as the smoke ripped into his lungs. He grabbed his wrench, thick, heavy, the only weapon he had, and smashed the back window. The explosion of glass cut into his arms, but he pushed through, reaching inside. Two tiny faces stared at him, streaked with tears and soot. They clung to each other, shaking uncontrollably. "It's okay. You're safe now," he whispered, not even sure he believed it himself. One girl, then the other. He pulled them out, shielding them with his own body as the fire grew behind him. Just as he got them a few feet away, the car burst into a fireball that sent a shockwave across the road. Ethan threw himself over the girls, his back burning, his clothes smoking. The mother collapsed around her daughters, sobbing uncontrollably. "You saved them. You saved my babies. God bless you." Ethan tried to speak but coughed instead. His lungs felt like fire. But he managed to smile at the two girls who clung to his shirt. "You're safe. That's all that matters." The ambulance arrived minutes later, and Ethan refused treatment until the twins were safe. He didn't even give his name, he just said, just doing what anyone would have done. But the world had already noticed him. A truck driver had filmed everything from the moment Ethan broke the window to the final explosion. The video went viral overnight, millions of views, comments flooding in. "A real hero. This man deserves the world. Someone find him. He saved angels." But Ethan slept peacefully, unaware of the storm gathering, grateful the girls survived, believing his life would return to normal in the morning. He was wrong, because the next morning, as the sun rose over his quiet farm, the ground began to shake. It wasn't thunder, it wasn't trucks, it was something he never expected. Helicopters. Dozens of them, and they were all headed toward him. Ethan stepped outside, stunned. The sky above his farm looked like a scene from a movie. News helicopters, rescue teams, reporters, and private choppers circling his home like bees around a flower. His chickens panicked, his dog barked, and Ethan just stood there, rubbing his eyes as if the morning sun was playing tricks on him. A news van screeched to a halt. Then another. Then three more. Reporters jumped out, running toward him with microphones like arrows. "Sir, are you Ethan Cole? Do you realize you saved two little girls from an explosion? You're trending worldwide. Hollywood wants to speak to you." Ethan stepped back, overwhelmed. I just did what anyone would. But they weren't listening. Cameras flashed. Drones hovered. Someone handed him a phone. The mayor, urging him to come to City Hall for a ceremony. Another handed him a card. A billionaire philanthropist who wanted to meet him personally. And then, the sound of a luxury helicopter drowning out all others. It landed right in his field, flattening his wheat as two bodyguards stepped out, followed by a woman with trembling hands, the mother of the twin girls. The twins ran straight toward Ethan, shouting, "Uncle Ethan." Before hugging him tight, the mother's eyes welled up. "Ethan, I didn't even know how to thank you, so I brought someone who does." A tall man stepped out behind her. Ethan recognized him immediately, Emerson Grant. One of the richest men in the country. The husband. The father of the twins. He walked up to Ethan slowly, voice shaking. "Sir, you saved my daughters. You saved my entire world. I owe you everything." Ethan shook his head. "You don't owe me a thing." But Emerson smiled faintly. "Well, I disagree." He snapped his fingers, and suddenly, a team rushed from the helicopter carrying documents, blueprints, and boxes. Emerson showed him a folder. "I bought out this entire land behind your farm," he said. "And I'm building you something. A full automotive center, tools worth millions, a home upgrade, and lifetime income. You won't work another hard day, unless you want to." Ethan's mouth fell open. "Why would you do all this?" Emerson placed a hand on his shoulder. "Because heroes shouldn't struggle to survive." Tears filled Ethan's eyes. The twins held his hand tightly, smiling up at him like he was the safest place in the world. And then, the moment that touched the whole nation, the mother hugged Ethan and whispered, "You didn't just save my girls, you saved a family." The reporters recorded everything. People online cried. Donations poured in. Ethan's life changed forever. Not because he wanted fame, but because he chose courage when fear could have won. As evening fell, Ethan sat on his porch, watching the twins chase his dog around the field. For the first time in years, he felt something warm in his chest. Peace, purpose, and the power of one good act. Before ending the video, softly remind viewers. Friends, if this emotional story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories every day.